What's up, YouTube? I know it's been forever since I've posted any videos. I've had a lot going on just in life, really. All good things, though, for the most part. I'm back in school, got a couple of promotions at my job. I'm like a licensed stockbroker now, so I mean everything's been really, really good. School's going well so far. So I kind of put Yu-Gi-Oh on the back burner because I had so many other things happening. But now that life has seemed to level out a little bit, I guess it's as good a time as any to get back into the game. Um, which is sort of ironic because my favorite deck got completely destroyed with the last ban list. So, I was running heroes for a little while before that, but now I think I've gotten a little more of a strategy entailed here. So I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys the deck, and let me know what you think. So here we go. We'll start with the monsters, the heroes specifically. We've always got to have an elemental hero Stratos. For the most part, we're using his secondary effect to be able to grab a hero to hand. This deck relies very heavily on plussing your hand as much as possible. It doesn't have a whole lot of monsters, but the monsters that we do have to be used as strategically as possible. So Stratos kind of helps with that. So he's an 18 beater, and he's essentially a +1 as long as he doesn't get like Veiled or anything like that, or bottomless, obviously. So uh, Elemental Stratos. We've got our main beater here, uh, uh, Elemental Hero Neos Alias. Light Monster, he's a Gemini. Um, and basically, he's going to be used a lot for fusions and overlaying, as well as a beater. And he's also a target for cards like Gemini Spark and Hero Blast. Very versatile card. Um, so yeah, Elemental Hero Neos Alias, essential for pretty much any hero deck these days. Um, we've got 3 Bubble Man. This card was pretty ridiculous before Exceeds. Now it's all the more ridiculous. Basically, if he is the only card in your hand, you can special summon it. So, and this card has a lot of back row, so you can put down all your back row. You know, um, if that was going to leave this as the only card in your hand, then special summon this card and then really, really go off. So, um, he's super, super good, and he's a target for things like Absolute Zero and what have you. So really, really good card. And that's actually going to do it for the heroes. Um, so we'll move on to some of our techs, more or less. We got a Veiler. I just run one. Haven't seen a need for two. It's a good, stop for your opponent to go off, as well as it being a light monster for Miracle Fusion. So really good card. It's a tuner too. I don't really synchro too much. I only run one synchro, but I mean, hey, you never know. We've got 2 Snowman Eater. I signed a third. It is a little slow, but it's got 1900 defense, and the flip effect is uh, basically a -1 for your opponent, and possibly, in a lot of cases, a loss of some life points as well. Also, another target for Absolute Zero. All right, we've got the Crusader of Edemion. Um, this card's really good. It's another 19 beater. It's basically another um, alias. It's another target for the Gemini Spark, another target for Miracle Fusion for your Shining. So it's ridiculous, and it's got a pretty cool Gemini effect. It can get a lot of attack pretty quickly. So with having 900 attack, 1900 attack, and everything like that, especially with all the back rows in this deck, so definitely a good card. And our last monster here, I've never run this card before, but it's too good, especially with the new Elemental Hero, uh, the one that uses a Dark Monster. It's Gores. Yeah, I've got ghost rare version here, but yeah, either way, Gores is really good, especially because this deck doesn't run a whole lot of monsters, so you will have times where you got a bunch of spells and traps and like a Gores. So that's definitely something for those instances, as well as it being, um, a super poly target, or even a miracle fusion target for uh, the Dark Elemental Hero, which I'll show you guys in a little bit. But so yeah, that's going to be the monster lineup. Pretty solid in my opinion. But of course, I'm open for suggestions. I haven't really run heroes myself ever, besides for the past couple months. So just let me know what you guys think about that. Anyway, on the spells, I'm going to start with all the cards that could potentially give you a +1, and then I'll move into fusions and then a couple of techs. So um, first card, Rhoda, Reinforcement of the Army. You have to run this card. It's too good, especially now that E-Call's down to 2. Again, with this ridiculous ban list, um, he's got to put any level 4 or lower warrior type. So that's a good majority of your monsters are targets for this card. Again, as a result of the ban list, 2 power dualities. This can get you out of really dangerous situations. It does stop you from doing a special summon, but you've got a lot of 19 beaters in this deck. Um, and of course other ways to fusion even during your opponent's turn. So it's not bad. It's not bad at all. We've got two e-calls. Obviously, anyone that runs heroes would normally run 3, but we got hit with the ban list, so 2 e-calls. Add any elementary hero monster from your um, deck to your hand, and again, that's a good majority of my monsters, so it's good. So like a really cool play is like if you like pot a duality into an e-call or a reinforcement of the army. That's always a pretty common even opening hand. So yeah, or like if you pot duality into a reinforcement of the army, get a Stratos, summon Stratos, and then you get another +1 from Stratos' effect. So real nice plays. I run 3 Gemini Sparks. It's too good. Like I've got 4 targets, and those, especially with the alias, that gets recycled a lot. So it's not like it's one of those things where I've already used my aliases. I've already used all 3 aliases, so now this card is dead. I mean, there's a lot of ways to recycle alias, from your hand. I'm sorry, from your grave to your hand, to your deck, back to your hand, even from the banished pile back to your hand. So I love that card, and you get a +1. You minus your opponent, and then you get a +1. Um, to me, this next card is so ridiculous. I mean, it's stupid good, super poly. Now you're probably asking why I don't run 3. Honestly, I just haven't had a need to. Um, I haven't looked at the ban list, so forgive my ignorance, if any at all. But um, I don't know if it's at 2 or 3 or whatever. But I only run 2, so and I love it. And the biggest reason why is because of the discard requirement. I don't like to discard too much because it's like I said, this deck's all about plussing your hand, but in certain situations, it's not that bad of a move, especially if you've got like a Miracle Fusion in your hands or some other kind of gimmick like that. So yeah, this is too good. Um, this card I run one of, the Parallel World Fusion. Mainly if I have like an alias or something um, in my banished pile, or for Elemental Hero Adoration. I really like that card. Um, it's good late game. It's excellent, and this can be a game winner right here. If you just need that extra like couple thousand life points that your opponent has left, this is too good. And it, like I said, it gives your deck, +2 basically, and you get a +1 on the field. Um, for the fusion monster that you get for putting the cards back. So it's too good. But I only want to run 1. I definitely wouldn't run more than 1 of these. I side another one just in case. But yeah, one is good for main deck. And then we've got our obvious 3 Miracle Fusions. Need no explanation. Too many targets. too little time. Um, and recently, a play that I've really been using a lot is for Elemental Hero Great Tornado. Yeah, Elemental Hero Great Tornado. Um, because like I'll Starlight Road and they'll get rid of the Stardust somehow, or I'll negate something and then it'll be quote unquote dead in my grave. But Miracle Fusion takes care of that, so I really like this card. Um, got two more. We got a book. For obvious reasons, it's too good. It's chainable. It's just excellent. And I do run a heavy storm. Um, I run it because back rows are super dangerous now, especially with there being two legal mirror forces uh, allowed in the game now. I know a lot of people are running Starlight Road, but I mean, I can Stardust and Starlight Road are like the least of my worries. Getting nuked from two Churchill tributes or two mirror forces, I don't like that. So I do want to run a heavy storm. I don't run Dark Hole, but heavy storm is I gotta run it. So that's for the spells. Now let's move on to traps, and these are pretty straightforward. Starlight Road, I have to run it. There's too many ways to get nuked in this game now, so definitely gonna main that. I do run one Deep Prison. I side the other one. I think two kind of messes with the synergy of the deck, but one's a nice little surprise. So I'm gonna stick with one Mirror Force. No need for two, not yet anyway. Um, we've got Solemn Judgment. Then we've got. Oops, sorry about that. Spoiling the deck here. Two Solemn Warning. Again, obvious reasons. It's good. Um, I do, now that priority is gone, I do run bottomless. This card is broken all over again. Now that people can't activate their effects when this card's activated, so it's really, really good, especially with Exceeds. I do run two Torrential, obviously, and two Hero Blast. I really like Hero Blast. I've got three targets. Again, they can be recycled, and it gives me a +1 and destroys one of my opponent's monsters. Since Alias's attack is 1900, this can really get around a lot of cards. Um, so I like it. I do. So that's it for the main deck. Let's see what kind of time we're on here. 12 minutes. I think I can. Well, I'll do part two of the video with the extra and side deck because it does require a lot of explanation. So look out for part two, guys. Be right back. Thanks.